Hello, everybody. Coming to you live. Well, it's going to be a recording, but it's live right now. But it'll be recorded, uploaded later from a snowy Richmond, Virginia. I did manage to shovel out the driveway and everything, so everything's pretty clear. We got about 3 or 4 inches. Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. Still a little bit of patchy of ice right in front of the garage, but that's because the sun's not hitting it. It's in the shade. But all the other parts of the garage have, or the driveway, have been since swept off or shoveled off, so to speak. It was pretty slushy when I got out there. The sun had already been doing its work. So here on this January 11th, Saturday, January 11th, 2025, we got our first significant snowstorm in Virginia, or at least in Richmond, for at least a couple of years. It's the first time I've actually had to use a snow shovel to do something, but good time to play some baseball. So we're going for some History Maker baseball, game number 5 in the Atlanta Braves Cincinnati Reds from Atlanta. Game number 5 in the Cincinnati Reds replay from 1990. And we'll go ahead and break off from the snow and get to the field. Okay, we're down near the field as we get ready for the game day checks for the Cincinnati Reds. Reds won a wild one in game number 4, first game of the series. They won it 12-9. They had a 9-1 lead, but blew that lead, giving up 8 runs in 1 inning, and then had to come back for a couple runs later to win it. So the Reds have a 1-game winning streak. Oops, let's do this. I've got to bring this over so you can actually see the dice tray. That would actually help, wouldn't it? So let's get this over here where it belongs before I get going. Okay, and I think that will clear it up best I can do it. Okay, I think that works now. Might not need this light. This incandescent light gives like a yellow tint to it, so I think it hurts more than helps having that on. So we're going to dispense with that. All right. I have my little out indicator. I forgot to put the 0, so I've got a 1 and a 2. So once we get 1 out, I'll start putting the little thing there to let you know how many outs are. But when there's no peg there, that means there are 0 outs. So we'll go ahead and get our game day check. And Reds won 1 game in a row. See if they can become fully harmonious. No, they cannot. So they've got to go to the game day chart and see if they are ready to continue their winning ways. They are not. So they're going to be semi-dissonant and roll off the stormy chart. Second game in a row, they are semi-dissonant. So we go to the stormy chart, see what happens. That's a 4. So under batting coach, that's a 1. So batting coach 1 says minor issue with starter. Which starter? 2, second baseman or center field. So we're going to roll the decider dice. Dot is second base, blank is center field. So it's second base. So Mariano Duncan's going to have a minor issue. Let's see what the minor issue is going to be. So 2, he's utility this game. All right. So if we look at Mariano Duncan's actual card, he is semi-champion and semi-eager, but he will also obtain the utility just for this game only. It's only going to last 1 game. Quinones is still happy till further notice, but he's on the bench, so he really, that's really non-effect. But Mariano Duncan will be utility for this game only, so if he gets that utility role, we will have to remember that. In fact, I wrote it on the score sheet. So now I've got the score sheet all filled out. Cincinnati's 2-2, Atlanta's 2-2. Neutral for Atlanta, semi-dissonant for Cincinnati. Hot players, Eric Davis, and cold players, Benziger for the Reds. For the Braves, McDowell, the hot player, and Blauser, the cold player. It's Tom Glavine against Rick Mahler, former teammates in Atlanta. Mahler, a longtime Atlanta Brave. They may have been teammates in '89. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe they passed. Maybe they went in passing. I don't know. But Rick Mahler was a long-time Cincinnati Red. The umpires have rotated one base, so Joe West is behind the plate, Greg Bonin's at first, Terry Tate is at second, and John McSherry is at third base. All right. I think with all those preliminaries, we are ready to get this game underway. So let me get everything the way I need it, and then we will get this game going. 2-2 Cincinnati against 2-2 Atlanta. Glavine is a semi-workman, semi-flash with semi-control. I'm going to score the game on the Strat computer as I'm playing it, so I can give you the updated averages and whatnot. Chris Sabo will lead off for the Reds. He's hitting .263. No homers and 3 runs driven in. And Game 5's underway. 3-3-6. Ace or dynamic? No. Sad sack, utility, or patient? None of that. So that's going to be a single to center field for Chris Sabo. And I have new base running things where I actually have the player name versus just the logo, so you actually know who's on base, not just that a Cincinnati player is on base, but know exactly who is on first base, as opposed to who's on first with the comedy routine. So it's a single to center field, and that results in red. So we're going to the experience chart for the at-bat of Billy Hatcher. Big advantage for the Reds. Hatcher is a semi-icon. Glavine is neutral. So not a big advantage, but a slight advantage, I guess. Semi-icon against a neutral pitcher. Semi-icon batter, neutral pitcher. He is an icon. 4-5. Player experience. 4-5. Prospect batter. No. If he was a prospect batter, he would strike out. Otherwise, hard to field grounder, batter out at first, but an active runner would be safe. He's semi-active. We have to re-roll this die and see if it's a dot or not. He is going to be safe, so he beats it out. How about that? Hard to field grounder, but because of his speed, he was able to beat it out. And that's going to put 2 runners on with nobody out to start the ball game. Good start for Cincinnati. Hatcher using that speed. And now they've got Glavine in a bind early. Barry Larkin is your batter. He's hitting .263. No homers and 1 driven in. We get 2-4-6. Control pitcher. Glavine is semi-control, but the dot is a no. Batter eager or sad sack? He is semi-eager. We'll see if he's really going to be eager this time. He is not. He's not eager. So he will draw a walk, and that's going to load the bases. Bases are now loaded. Says active runner steals, but there are people in front of him, so he cannot steal. But we're going to have Sabo at third. Hatcher is at second. And Barry Larkin is at first. So the bases are loaded full of Reds. And still nobody out. And Glavine now is a semi-struggler to go along with his semi-workman. And that'll bring up Eric Davis. Eric the Red. That's a 2-5-5. Is the pitcher a star? No, he's not. Is the batter a home run king? He's a semi-home run king. Sire Die says he is. It is a grand salami for Eric Davis. He came in as a designated hot batter, and this doesn't change the fact at all. That is a grand salami for Eric Davis. Let's look at it again. A 2-5-5. 2-5-5 in the book. Says star pitcher. Glavine was not a star. Home run king. Well, Davis is a semi-home run king, and the dot gave it to him. So Eric Davis, a grand salami, and just like that, it's 4-0 Reds, and Glavine is a full struggler and giving up 4 runs before there's even an out. Go figure. The only thing with these little base runners, they're hard to get off the playing field because they stick to that. So we'll try to get these things off of here as best we can. But what a job by Eric Davis, a grand salami. Takes care of business. And the Reds now take a 4-0 lead. Jumping all over Tom Glavine before he even gets warmed up. And that'll bring up Todd Benziger, first baseman. Benziger hitting .389. A homer and 2 runs driven in. Keep in mind, it's only been 4 games played, so the averages are going to be, take them with a grain of salt. 5-6-6. It's a wild pitcher. No. Good eye. No. That's a strikeout. So that's out number 1. Benziger is a cold batter, and he stays cold. That results in blue, so we're going to the right now chart, and miraculously, Glavine is considered semi-hot because of the strikeout he just did. Orlando Rooms is neutral. So we got a neutral batter against a semi-hot pitcher on the right now chart. Now they're both neutral. 2-2. Cold pitcher. No, he's not a cold pitcher. If it was to be a fence check, otherwise it's a line out to third. So that's out number 2 as Rooms lines it to Presley. 2 down. And that will send up the catcher, Joe Oliver. Oliver hitting .308. No homers, 3 runs driven in. 1-3-6. He's not an ace. Is the batter whiffer or cold? He's a semi-whiffer. The side eye says he is, so that is a strikeout to end the inning. Reds put up 4 runs in the first due to the Eric Davis grand slam. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Red 4, and the Braves just now coming to bat. So talk about being behind the 8 ball to start the game. Rick Mahler given a 4-run lead to work with, which means nothing because in the previous game, Tom Browning was given a 9-1 lead and couldn't hold it. So we'll see what Mahler can do here against Obi McDowell. Mahler, this is his first outing of the season, so he has no record to speak of. 2-3-6 is double control. He does not have it. He's got control, but not double control. Now, here's where my homebrew comes in. If the batter is eager, it's not. I don't count it as a walk. So since he's semi-eager and that dot came up, we're going to re-roll it and count it as 2-ball count. Now, if it happens again, there will be a walk. 1-5-6. Is the batter a whiffer? No, he's a semi-whiffer. The side die says no. We got outfield drama. Let's see. Rooms. All outfielders actually are neutral. 55 on the outfield drama. Right fielder iron. No, it's going to be a fly out to right field as Rooms, the right fielder, was neutral, not iron. So he makes the catch, and that result was in purple. So we are going to the chemistry chart where the Reds are semi-dissonant and the Braves are neutral. Now they're both neutral. 1-5. Pitching team harmony, no. It would be a liner, but otherwise it's a bloop single. So Jeff Treadway delivers a bloop single to get on base. And that'll bring up Lonnie Smith. And we're back on the regular chart for Lonnie Smith. Mahler trying to induce a double play. 2-4-5. Blank for the pitcher. Is the batter a hero? He certainly is a hero. It's going to be a single to left field. So Lonnie Smith, it's a 1-base advancement on a lead die of 2. So first and second with still nobody out. I'm sorry, there's 1 out, rather. First and second, 1 out. And Nick Saski is your batter. Saski against Mahler. 3-4-5. Iron catcher, no. Does he have a good eye? No, he does not. It's a strikeout. Out number 2. And it takes us to the right now chart for the bat of Dale Murphy, who is neutral. Rick Mahler is semi-hot based on that strikeout. 2-6, they're both neutral. 2-6, hot pitcher, yes. He would have been a hot pitcher if we get a strikeout. Otherwise, misses pitch driven to right field for a base hit. So let's see if the run can score. The lead die was a 2. So I don't think he can score here. Active runner scores from second on any hit. Treadway is semi-stoic, though, so he's going to hold. So how about that? Murphy gets the hit, but it's just going to load the bases for Ernie Witt. So the bases are loaded, but the run cannot score. Even with 2 outs, he cannot score. Treadway, semi-stoic runner. Not a lot of speed there in Mr. Treadway. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Ernie Witt. 1-4-6. Does the pitcher have flash? He's got semi-flash. The side die says no. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not. We've got a ground out to second, and that's going to end the inning. So the Braves leave them loaded. The Reds brought them home with a home run with them loaded, but the Braves come up empty with nothing. And that is going to do it for Atlanta. That's the difference between having Ernie Witt batting and having Eric Davis batting, I guess. That's where you find the differences right there. So, 1 inning is in the books here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. And the score, Cincinnati 4 and Atlanta nothing. And Tom Glavine trying to shake off that first inning and recover, for lack of a better term. It's going to be facing the bottom of the order, Mariano Duncan. Let's see if things still look all right in here. I think it does, till I just move that. It was going good until I moved it, I guess. All right. So, Mariano Duncan, your batter. And let me make sure this dice tray is showing up. Yep, okay. All right, Glavine to Duncan. 1-4-5, struggling pitcher. No, he's not a struggler. So it's a ground out to third base. Start the inning. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Rick Mahler. He's got the usual pitcher hitting qualities of sad sack, utility scrapper, and eager. 2-4-5. He's not a hero, so he's going to pop to second. We're out number 2, and that's in red, so we're going to the experience chart. Experience chart for Chris Sabo, who is a semi-prospect. Glavine is neutral. Now they're both neutral on a 6-6 on the experience chart. There's a pitch. It's a fence check on that 66, very Apple-like. He's a slugger. So on the fence check as a slugger, a 5 or a 6 will be a home run. 3 or 4 will be a triple. 1 to 2 is a double. It's a 3. It will be a triple for Chris Sabo. Chris Sabo with the triple. It's a 2-out triple, unfortunately for the Reds. It will require Hatcher to do something, but Sabo certainly helping his cause there. Hatcher is hitting .450 on the season. 20 at bats, he's hitting .450. Glavine trying to settle in here against Sabo. Against Hatcher, rather. 1-3-5, that's the unusual results. And on a red 1 and a black 3, that takes us to memorable plays in the field. We'll see what happens with that. 1-4, second baseman Gold. Lemke is... Actually, it's Treadway, not Lemke. Lemke would have been Gold. Treadway is neutral. Makes sleeping catch of hot line or robbing of a base hit. Otherwise, it's a single. So Hatcher does get the base hit. How about that? Hatcher will score Sabo. And the Reds take a 5-0 lead. And now you wonder about Glavine. How is he doing? All this with 2 outs. RBI single for Hatcher. 5-0 Reds. And I've got to pause the video for a second. One moment. Okay, in a very strange occurrence, and it's very, very strange, for some reason or another, I cannot find the base running sticker, or whatever you want to call it, for Billy Hatcher in his road grays that I have been using. When I was moving around after the grand slam, it went somewhere. I've checked under everything I can think of, but I can't find it. But it's got to be around here somewhere. But in the meantime, I'll just have to use Billy Hatcher's home jersey as his base running thing here. All right, so with 2 outs, Barry Larkin is your batter with Hatcher at first. 5-0 Reds. 3-3-5. And on the main chart, back to the main chart, 3-3-5. Is the pitcher wild? No, he's not. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not. It's a single, and he's going to steal second base. So Hatcher will go to third on the single, and Mr. Larkin will go to second on the stolen base. So how about that? A single and a stolen base. And that's going to put runners at second and third. With all this happening with 2 outs, and now who's up now but Mr. Eric Davis? So Glavine has to really be careful here. He is now a semi-struggler. He's given up 3 consecutive hits. 2-4-6. Control pitcher. He's got semi-control. This time he does have it. It's a ground back to Glavine to end the inning. So the Reds are limited to just 1 run And they leave runners at second and third. So we go to the bottom of the second. 5-0. Not the way it's happening, not the way Atlanta planned on this happening, I'm sure. Not after the way they played in game one, but you know, they're a bad team, so what do you expect? All right, here's the Hound Dog, Jim Presley. Rick Mahler now has a 5-0 lead to work with. For some reason, I don't know, I'm getting this, like I'm getting a coating of film or something on this video, and I don't know why. Hopefully it's decent quality, we shall see. All right, here's Jim Presley. Thought about doing this live, I really did, but I decided against it. All right, Mahler, 3-3-6, ace or dynamic. He is not. Sad sack, utility, or patient. He is semi-utility, but the dot takes that away, so he's not utility. So he will single. The Hound Dog, Jim Presley, gets a leadoff single for the Braves. And that results in red, so we're going to the experience chart. Mahler is an icon, and Jeff Blauser is neutral. Iconic pitcher against neutral batter. 46 on the experience. 46 on the experience. And it says, icon pitcher, yes, sneaks strike 3 past the batter. So struck him out. So since he had the experience, he got him out. One away, and I tell you what, they used their bullpen quite a bit in the first game of the series, and they got another game after this one. So I think Glavine's going to have to take one for the team. He's just going to have to deal with it. So Glavine is up with 1 out. They're not going to bunt down 5-0. They're going to have Glavine swing away. 2-3-5. And we'll go back to the standard chart for the 2-3-5 result. And 2-3-5. Pitcher wild, no. Is the batter eager? Is the batter eager? Well, Glavine is not listed as being eager, so he's not eager. How about that? So it's a ground out to second. So he won't strike out. He will just ground to second. With a lead die of 2, that's going to be a fielder's choice, actually. So it's actually a fielder's choice. Presley is out 4-6. Glavine is the one who's on first base now with 2 outs. It'll be Mr. Glavine on the base paths with 2 outs. Due to that lead die of 2, making that a fielder's choice. So that'll now send up the top of the order, and Odeby McDowell with 2 outs. 2-2-6, he is hit by the pitch. Yes, he is. The dot says he is. So McDowell gets plunked. I'm sure that was not intentional. It's going to put runners on first and second. Still 2 outs for Jeff Treadway. 3-4-5, iron catcher no, good eye no. It's a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. It's in blue, so we're going to the right now chart for the first at bat of the top of the third. But Mahler pitches around a little bit of trouble. Had a little slight hiccup there after he got 2 outs, but was able to pitch around it. So now Glavine will be facing Benzinger on the right now chart. Last batter Glavine faced, he got him to ground out, so he is neutral. But Benzinger struck out his last time, plus he's a designated cold batter. So Benzinger is cold, Glavine is neutral. 3-3. Hot pitcher. No, he's not a hot pitcher, so it's a ground out, runners advance. But where's the ground out going to go? It's going to go to short. So it's a 6-3 ground out. Blauser throws over to Sasky for out number 1. And like I said, they need Glavine to eat some innings. Here's Rolando Rooms. 3-4-6, back to the regular chart. 3-4-6. Blank for the pitcher. Is the batter eager? He is eager, so he will fly to center. There will be no walk. Rooms was too eager. Couldn't hold off the bad pitch and flies to center for out number 2. So 2 quick outs, and here comes Joe Oliver. Oliver struck out his first chance. 2-3-6 double control. He does not have it. There is no eager on Oliver, so the walk will stand. 2-out walk to Oliver, and that will bring up Mariano Duncan with Oliver at first base and 2 away. 1-3-4. Gold catcher, no. Witt is not gold. Champion. He's a semi-champion. The Saturday says he's a champion. So he's going to single to left field. How about that? He's going to put runners at first and second, and that will allow Mahler to hit in this inning. So he gained the utility, but he still keeps his other qualities. So Duncan gets that base hit, puts runners at first and second, 2 down for the pitcher, Rick Mahler. So 1-2-2 is a workman pitcher. He's a semi-workman. Dot says he is. So it's a single to center field. And with 2 outs, that will score Mr. Oliver. So a 2-out single by the pitcher, Mahler. Because Glavine was a workman, it produces an RBI single. Because on a lead dive 1, when there's 2 outs, the runner scores from second. So how about that? Base hit. RBI single for Mahler. Duncan will stop at second. And it is now 6-0, and Glavine's a full struggler because he's given up 6 runs. But they're going to try to get him through the inning, if at all possible. Here's Sabo. 2-3-4, runners on base, plate drama. Absolutely, they're runners on base. So we go to plate drama. Witt is neutral as a catcher. Glavine has semi-control, so need the dot for the control. He does have control. 5-6 catcher goal. No, it's going to be a wild pitch, and that's going to move the runners up. And it's going to take us to the chemistry chart. So a wild pitch moves the runners up. And we're going to chemistry. Chemistry chart. Now they're both neutral. 1-5. Pitching team harmony. No. It's going to be a bloop single. It's a single into the lead dive 1. That's a 2-base advancement when there are 2 outs. And now that's going to do it for Glavine. They can't go any longer with Glavine. He's got to go. They tried to get him through the inning, but it just didn't work out. 2-run single from Sabo. And the score is now 8-0. And that's going to do it for Mr. Glavine. As he just couldn't get out of the inning. So Sabo, a 2-run single, takes care of business, making it 8-0, and that's going to be all for Mr. Glavine. He is done. Glavine is done. He's a long way away from Cy Young Glavine, that's for sure, here back in 1990. So the Braves need a new pitcher, and they're going to go to Sergio Valdez. He was he was released and picked up by Cleveland, spent most of the year in Cleveland, but he started the season with the Braves. So Valdez will be coming on. No relation to Juan Valdez, as far as I'm aware. So Valdez will be coming on for the Braves to relieve Glavine. All this still with 2 outs, so they can't, Glavine just couldn't get that 3rd out for whatever reason. So Valdez will be an ace this at bat against Billy Hatcher. 2-3-3. 2-3-3. Ace or star? Yes, he is. It's a ground ball to short. So the fact that he's coming in mid-inning, he gets that ace quality, and the ground ball to short takes care of it. But 3 more runs come in for Cincinnati, and they take an 8-0 lead. Nothing ball game. But again, they were up 9-1 early in the previous game. You saw what happened, so take nothing for granted. Anything is liable to happen. Rick Mahler is not exactly, Cy Young, so anything could possibly happen. Let's get the final totals on Glavine. Boy, they were not good. So let's go to the box score and see what the gory details were for Tom Glavine. He's going to go 2 2/3 innings. Going to give up 9 hits and 8 runs. All were earned. Walked 2, struck out 2, and gave up the grand slam to Eric Davis. So there is your score on Glavine. 2 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and the grand slam that he gave up to Eric Davis. So now we're going to start the bottom of the third. Here's Lonnie Smith against Mahler. 1-2-5. Mahler is not a struggler. Is the batter patient? No, he's not. It's a ground out to third. He's not a whiffer, so there's no strikeout, but it is a ground out to third for out number 1. So 1 away. Lonnie Smith is retired. It's going to send up Nick Isaski. Isaski struck out his first chance. He is not doing so well. 3-4-5 though. Iron catcher, no. Good eye, no. It's a strikeout, and Isaski's bad day continues as he strikes out. That results in blue. Going to the right now chart, Mahler is semi-hot. Murphy is semi-hot because he singled his last time up. So we got double semi-hots here. And we're both hot. 2-4 on the right now. Hot batter, yes. Reaches for outside pitch, connects for a bloop single. So Murphy gets a 2-out single. And that'll bring up Ernie Witt. Ernie Witt, the batter. Mahler trying to get out of the inning without any damage. 2-2-3. Go back to the regular chart. 2-2-3. Is he wild? No, he's not wild. Oops. Mahler is not wild. He's got control, actually. Let's see here. It's a batter, slugger, or utility. He is utility, so he will line it to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Witt lines out to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Atlanta Braves. We played 3 innings here in Fulton County, and the score is Cincinnati 8 and Atlanta nothing. So, boy, talk about a rough outing for the Braves. They're feeling it. And they're hoping Valdez can get him another inning at least to buy him some time for that bullpen. The pitch to Larkin, 1-2-5, struggling pitcher. He is not a struggler. Is the batter patient? He is not patient. He's semi-eager. So he's going to ground to third. He's not a whiffer, so he won't strike out. But Larkin is out 6-3. 1 away. And that'll send up Eric Davis. He had the grand slam home run to start the game. 2-3-4. Runners on base. No, he's not. They're not runners on base. Is he the hot batter? He certainly is. We got a fence check for Eric Davis, who's a semi-home run king, on a fence check. And if he turns out to be a home run king, let's see if he is going to be a home run king. No, he will not be. He's going to be neutral. So he will not be a home run king. So on the fence check, if he rolls a 6, he still gets a home run. Anything else will be extra bases. It's a 2, so he'll have to settle in air quotes with a double. So Eric Davis, a 1-out double. He continues his hot hitting. So he will double with 1 out, and that brings up Benziger, who's the polar opposite. He is cold as can be. 1-2-5, back to the struggling pitcher, which he is not. Is the batter patient? Benziger is not patient. He will ground to third unless he's a whiffer. He's a semi-whiffer. Decidor says he is, so that is going to be another strikeout. Benziger strikes out again, 2 out of 3 times. He's 0 for 3. Exactly polar opposite of Eric Davis, that's for sure. Here now is Rolando Rooms. 2-2-4, pitching at home. Yes, he is pitching at home. It's a pop out to short. And so the Braves catch a break by pitching at home, and they get their first shutout inning of this ball game. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and the score still remains 8-0 Cincinnati. Joe Oliver will lead off next inning for the Reds. Right now it's Presley, Blauser, and a pinch hitter for Valdez. 4, 5, 6. Pitcher's blank. Is the batter patient? Presley is not patient, so he will fly to center. That is out number 1, and we're going to the chemistry chart for the at-bat of Jeff Blauser. Chemistry chance for Blauser. Semi-dissonant for the Reds, neutral for the Braves. Now, yeah, they are semi-dissonant. 2-6. Batting team harmony. No, they're neutral, so he's going to ground it to second for out number 2. So he grounds it to Duncan for out number 2. And I'll tell you what, with the bases clear, they're going to go ahead and let Valdez keep going and try to eat some innings. They got to think of the whole series, not just this one game. 1-3-6 is the pitcher an ace, which he is not. Is the batter whiffer or cold? He is a whiffer, so he will strike out. And that's going to end the inning. I know you're saying, you're not doing well for the Braves. You're not pinch hitting like you should, but you got to think about it. You're down 8-0. You just used a bunch of your bullpen the previous game. To be realistic, you got to save these guys and save them up for Game 3 as well. There was an off day between these games, but still, I think you still need to think about it. We're only in the 4th inning, so. And there was 2 out spaces empty. Had there been guys on base, I would have pinch hit, but in my mind, when it's a base is empty and there are 2 outs, there's really no reason to pinch hit at that point. And plus, Valdez is pitching well, so you may as well leave him in there. So Valdez will be facing Oliver. 1-3-6. He's not an ace. Is Oliver whiffer or cold? He's a semi-whiffer, but the sire die says no. And we have infield drama for the Reds. For the Braves, rather. And problematic for the Braves, too, because they have 3 iron infielders. First, short, and third are iron. Treadway at second is neutral. So everybody else is iron. 4-4 on the infield drama. Pitcher gold. No, he's not gold. So it's going to be an error on Valdez. So Oliver will reach on the E1 on Valdez. And that will send up. Well, actually, it's going to take us to the experience chart by going on that error. It was in red, so we're going to the experience chart. And we're going to have Valdez, who's a semi-prospect, against Duncan, who is neutral. Now, they're both neutral. 3-5. Icon batter. No, he's not, so we have outfield drama. Would have had a hit, but instead it's outfield drama. And for the Braves in the outfield, Smith is semi-gold. Everybody else is neutral. Now, Smith is gold in left field. 3-5. Left fielder gold. Yes, he is. It's a flyout. 1 away. Would have been a double if he hadn't been gold. So it is a flyout. And that's going to take us to the chemistry chart for the pitcher, Rick Mahler. That result was in purple, so we're going back to the chemistry chart. 1-6 on the chemistry chart. Batting team dissonance. No, they're neutral. So it's going to be a walk. He's going to draw the base on balls. How about that? Rick Mahler has gotten a single in this game. He's also walked. So Rick Mahler taking advantage of that decider die telling them they're not dissonant this particular at bat. And he will draw the base on balls, and that'll send up Chris Sabo. Sabo is 3 for 3, 2 singles and a triple, 2 runs scored. Pretty much everything you can think a leadoff man could do. And he's actually driven in 2 runs as well. So 3-4-5, and that's an iron catcher check, I do believe. Not iron. It doesn't have the good eye, so he's going to strike out. Sabo will strike out, and that is out number 2, and it's also in blue, so we're going to the right now chart. For Billy Hatcher. Hatcher is neutral, and Valdez, since we're in the 5th inning, is still semi-hot. They turn to full hotness in the 6th inning. So he is hot. 5-6. Hot pitcher, yes, shows best stuff for retiring sides, alternating ground outs and flyouts, but that's the 3rd out of the inning on the first play anyway. So it's a ground out. He's going to ground it to first. So Hatcher will cue it over to the first baseman, Isaski, who takes it to the bag himself to end the inning. And that's another shutout inning by Valdez, much needed for the Braves to try to keep this thing from, getting any worse than it already is. 8-0 is still pretty bad, though. So let's see here. I forgot to put Oliver. Thought I did Oliver's result. Guess I did not. He reached on the air, fly to left. I forgot to put this in the computer, so I need to do that real quick. A walk there. Sabo strikes out, and then a ground out to third. Or ground to first, rather, to end the inning. So there we go. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Leading off will be the top of the order, Odeby McDowell. Well, now I'm all mixed up on the computer because now it's telling me Lonnie Smith's supposed to be leading off, and I know that's not correct. So I've got to figure out what the heck I did on the computer. I'm going to, you know what, I'm just going to play this game without the rest of the computer because, well, let me do this. Let me pause the video, and I need to go back and fix the computer. All right, I got it fixed now. So everything is the way it should be on the computer so I can keep accurate statistics. Top of the fifth, or bottom of the fifth, rather, it's Odeby McDowell leading off against Mahler. Mahler has to get through this inning to qualify for the win. That's something Tom Browning couldn't do despite having an 8-run lead in the last game. So see if they want to make sure that doesn't happen again. 1-3-5, that's a 1 black 1, so we're going to the ballpark mini chart, and Fulton County Stadium plays small to the left-handed hitting McDowell, so it's a small ballpark. 3-5. Big ballpark. Line drive caught at the warning track. Otherwise, home run. So Odeby McDowell just cracks a home run from the launching pad. The fact that Fulton County was not a big stadium, it's a home run for Odeby McDowell. And it's 8-1. So the Reds hoping that it's not deja vu all over again. Here is Treadway. 3-3-5. Back to the original chart. 3-3-5, pitcher wild, no. Batter's a sad sack. No, he's not. It's going to be a single. And if he's not stoic, he will steal, but he is stoic. Sire Die says he's stoic, so it will be a single, but it won't be a steal. So Treadway will single. And Lou Piniella says, not again. Here's Lonnie Smith. There's nobody out. Treadway at first. 2-2-3. Pitcher wild, no. Slugger or utility, he's neither one. It's going to be a single to left field. So runners are at first and second, and now all of a sudden Rick Mahler is a semi-struggler. That's 3 consecutive base runners. 3 consecutive hits, I should say. And that'll bring up Nick Kasaski, who's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. 1-4-4. Does the pitcher have flash? He does not. Is the batter a hero? No, he's not a hero. He will ground to short unless he's a whiffer. He is a whiffer, so that's a strikeout, which is kind of bad luck for Mahler because a non-strikeout would have been a double play grounder, but they'll take any outs they can get at this point. It takes his struggler quality away. And here's Murphy, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. 1-3-6. He's not an ace. It's a batter whiffer or cold. He's semi-whiffer. Sire Die says he is. So it's a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Mahler as he tries to at least get through 5 innings. And that'll bring up Ernie Witt. 0 for 2. Oh, triple threes. That's not good. Is the batter utility or sad sack? He is utility. So it's a foul out to first. It would have been a triple otherwise. But he fouls out to first to end the inning, and Mahler gets by with just the 1 run allowed. And that's going to end the inning. So 5 innings are now in the books, and Mr. Mahler now officially qualifies for the win, assuming the Reds don't blow the game. He has pitched enough innings to qualify for the win. So we go to the top of the 6th. And they're going to try to get 1 more inning out of Valdez. He is scheduled to bat 3rd next inning. So they're going to try to get 1 more inning out of Valdez. He'll be facing Actually, shouldn't be Davis. It should be Larkin. Some of these cards stick together because they're new, so they haven't been broken in properly. So sometimes they stick together on me. All right, 8-1 ball game, top of the 6th. Whoa, triple threes for Barry Larkin. He's utility or sad sack? No way. He's a triple in the gap. So Barry Larkin will triple. How about that? 2 consecutive rolls of triple threes. What do the numerologists say about the odds on that happening? And now the infield's going to come in for Atlanta, trying to choke a runoff, but good luck against Eric Davis. He's already homered and doubled. 3-5-6 is a left-right split check, and it is a strikeout, Circle K strikeout with that left-right split check. Or 1 away. That'll bring up Benzinger, the switch hitter. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Infield still in. 3-4-5. Iron catcher, no. Good eye, no. It's another strikeout. Hat trick for Benzinger as he strikes out 3 times. And that takes us to the right now chart. And Valdez is the hot pitcher. We're in the 6th inning. He's fully hot. And Orlando Rooms is the actual batter. And Rooms is neutral. So we got a hot pitcher against a neutral batter. And it's a 2-6 looking for a hot pitcher versus a neutral batter. 2-6. Hot pitcher, yes, overpowers with best pitch for a strikeout. So Valdez comes back and strikes out the side after giving up the triple. And he has done really well for himself in this one. Gets out of it without any further damage. Reds still have a seemingly commanding lead of 8-1, but it could be, a whole lot worse given the situation. So that's it for Valdez. His day is done. They will look for a pinch hitter of some sort. You got Presley, Blauser, and a pinch hitter coming up, and it looks like Tommy Gregg will be the pinch hitter here in this one. Tommy Gregg will pinch hit when the time comes. Right now it's the hound dog, Jim Presley. Mahler going to stay in there. 3-3-6. Boy, I almost had the triple threes again until that one die got knocked over. But it's a 3-3-6, which asks, is the pitcher ace or dynamic? He is not. Sasak, utility, or patient. He's semi-utility. Sire die says he's utility, so he takes a call, strike 3. Presley out of there on the strike 3 called. Had he not been utility, had that dot not come up, that would have been a single, but there it is. Dot shows up. Here's Blauser. Three, 4, 6. Blank for the pitcher. Is he eager? He is not eager, so he will walk. And we would normally go to the chemistry chart, but we're going to a pinch hitter instead. And it's going to be Tommy Gregg. So Tommy Gregg will be on to pinch hit for Valdez, but Valdez certainly gave him everything they could have possibly wanted. Saved their bullpen for sure. So Tommy Gregg is on, and we're on the regular chart because this supersedes the chemistry chart by going to a pinch hitter. That supersedes that. Blauser at first base. 1 out. Mahler to Gregg. 4-4-6. Is he a star? No, he's not. Is the batter sad sack, utility, or patient? None of that stuff. He's going to single to right field, and that's going to move Blauser to third on that pinch hit single from Tommy Gregg. So Gregg comes through with a pinch hit single. Blauser takes third. Says an active runner would steal, but Gregg is not active. But it is going to send us to the experience chart because that result is in red. So we're going to McDowell for the experience play. Icon against semi-icon. Runners at the corners and 1 out. Infield back for the double play. But it's icon against semi-icon. 3-6 on the experience. Prospect pitcher, no, he's an icon pitcher, so it's a fly out to left. And on a lead die of 3, we'll see if that's a sacrifice fly. Stoic runner holds at third base on flyouts, others score. Blauser is semi-stoic. Blauser is semi-stoic, so we got to see if he's going to be stoic this time. We already used the decider on McDowell, so we got to check it on Blauser. He is stoic, so he's going to have to hold. He will not score. Stoic runner could not score on that fly out, so there's 2 down for Treadway. Treadway, chance to do some damage. He's 2 for 3. 4-5-5 for Treadway. Back on the main chart. Flash. Does the pitcher have flash? He's got semi-flash. Dot says no. Home run king. Treadway is not a home run king, so he will ground to first, and that's the end of the inning. So the Braves come away empty-handed again. So he grounds out to the first baseman, Benzinger. And we got a new pitcher coming in for the Braves here in the top of the 7th. 8-1 ball game. Let's get the numbers on Valdez because he pitched marvelously for the Braves. Saved them a ton of bullpen usage. And we'll figure out who they're going to be going to out of that bullpen. Let's see who they're going to go to. They're going to go to somebody that did not pitch probably in the previous game. They're going to a very, very young Tommy Green. Tommy Green will be on to pitch for the Braves. A very young Tommy Green. So let me get his card out of here. I originally had him tucked away, but he does have relief ratings. So even though he's listed as a starter and listed with Philadelphia, he starts the season with Atlanta, and he did do some relief work. So he will be in to pitch. He will be in to pitch for the Braves. No double switch needed because they are at the number 3 spot in the order, so there's no reason for that. So he'll be on, but let's look at the nice outing for Valdez. Get those numbers so we can clean up his first outing in this series. Valdez is going to go 3 1/3. Give up 2 hits and no runs. 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. So a marvelous outing there for sure. Not sure if Mahler is going to go any further or not because he is scheduled to bat third this inning. So I think they're going to cap Mahler at 6 innings. So we'll get the numbers on Mahler. 6 innings, 9 hits, and a run. Boy, he scattered those hits. 9 hits, a run, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. The only run was the home run from O.B. McDowell. So Mahler will qualify for the win. And they'll go to the bullpen. Looks like maybe Tim Liana might be coming on. But we'll see that when we'll wait till we get there to figure that one out. Tommy Green facing Joe Oliver to start the top of the 7th. 5-5-6. Is he an ace? No, he does not get the ace quality when he comes in to start the inning, so he's a blank. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not. It's going to be a double to right field for Joe Oliver. So Joe Oliver greets Tommy Green with a double. And that'll send up Mariano Duncan. Mariano Duncan. 1-4-6. Does pitcher have flash? No, he does not. He's neutral on everything. As a batter, a champion. He's a semi-champion. Desire says he's a champion. It's a bloop single to left field. And on lead die 1, the runner's got to hold. So that'll put runners at the corners with nobody out. As Tommy Green's off to a rough start. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter for Mahler. And we'll figure out who that's going to be. It's going to be Mr. Quinones, I think, because I don't think he's pinch hit yet. Has he had an at-bat in the season yet? Let's see. Quinones has not. So they're going to give Quinones an at-bat finally. He's happy till further notice, but we're not on a chemistry check, so it doesn't really matter. But he hasn't had an at-bat this season, so they want to get him an at-bat. It's his first at-bat of the season for Luis Quinones. He will pinch hit. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Luis Quinones, infield back for the double play. 2-4-4. 2-4-4. Is the pitcher an ace? No, he's not. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not. It's a ground out to short unless he's a whiffer. We don't have to worry about him because he's not a whiffer. That's a semi-whiffer. So there's no problems there. So it won't be it will not be a strikeout. But let's look at the running situation and see what the runners would do on the base paths. So lead die is a 2. With the infield back, lead die of 2. Runners at the corners. Fielder's choice, runner on third scores. So they get the force out at second base. Oliver will score. Duncan is out at first base on the fielder's choice. And Quinones will take over as the runner. So it's going to be a fielder's choice to the shortstop. 6-4 on the fielder's choice. RBI ground out from Quinones to score Duncan. It's now 9-1. 9-1 ball game. RBI for Quinones, and here's Sabo. Quinones at first and 1 away. Pitch to Sabo. 2-3-4. Runners on base. Plate drama. Absolutely. Plate drama. 2-3 on the plate drama. 2-3 catcher iron. No, he's not iron, so it's a ball. And we're going to the umpire chart with a runner at first. First time to engage the umpires with a runner on first base. See what the umpires have to say. First base umpire is boning, but this could be anybody. It's a 55. Runners on first, 55. Questionable umpire at third. The umpire at third is John McSherry. He is not questionable, so that's a no. If he was questionable, batter hits single, runner called out at third. Other umpires call runner safe at third. So it's going to be a single, and Quinones will slide into third safely. A questionable umpire would have called him out, but he slides in safely. So Sabo with a single, and Quinones moves over to third base. Runners at the corners with only 1 out for Billy Hatcher. Hatcher is up, and they will play the infield in this time with 1 out. Infield is in. Green, 1-4-5. Struggling pitcher. He is not struggler. He's not a struggler, I should say. So it's going to be a ground out to third. And let's see here that would have been a double play, but with the infield in, we'll take a look and see what the board says here. Lead die is a 1. Lead die is a 1. Runners are at the corners. Batter out at first. Runner on first goes to second. Runner on third holds. So it's going to be a play just to first base. So it's going to be a 5-3 ground out by Hatcher. Sabo will take second, but now there are 2 away. Would have been a double play, but I mean, darned if you do and darned if you don't, pretty much. So what are you going to do? So there's 2 away for Barry Larkin. Larkin has tripled his last time up. First base is open, but you got Eric Davis behind him, so I don't think you want that possibility. So they'll pitch to Larkin. 2-3-6 is double control, but he is eager, so that's going to be ball 2 count. That's the rule. That's my house rule. If the batter is eager, that does not become a walk. So trying to minimize those walks in that 2-3-6 result, which I really don't like. So we'll roll again. 1-2-4 control. He does not have it. Is the batter eager? He is not eager because that's semi-eager, and the sire die is a blank. So it's going to be a walk, and that's going to load the bases. So an unintentional walk to Barry Larkin. And they still got to face Eric Davis with the bases loaded. Davis did strike out last time on a right-left split check. But he's also had that grand slam, plus a double on top of that. 3-5-5, almost got that right-left split again. 3-5-5, struggler or gilded, no. Champion, no. It's a ground out to second unless he's a whiffer. And he is a whiffer this time with the dot being there. So Davis will strike out, but the Reds do get a run and make it a 9-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 7th, and we need a new pitcher for Cincinnati. We'll figure out what Lou Piniella wants to do with a 9-1 lead. See who might want to come in, or who they might want to have come in. Let's see here. Bertzis, I believe he's only had one outing as Bertzis. So whether you have Ron Robinson, he hasn't pitched yet at all. And I don't think he pitches anytime soon in a starting capacity. So I'm going to pause the video and check to make sure Robinson does not start a game coming up. I don't think he does, but I want to check their upcoming games to make sure he's not listed as a starter. So let me do. Actually, I won't pause the video. It won't take but a few seconds to do this. So let's pull up Ron Robinson and get his game log and find out when he starts. He doesn't start until May the 4th, so we're good to go on that. So it will be Ron Robinson coming in, and actually, if he pitches all 3 innings, he could get a save out of this. As strange as the save rule is in baseball, if you throw 3 innings effectively, no matter how big the lead is, you qualify for the save. So he certainly would do that. He certainly would qualify for that. So we go to Ron Robinson, starter and long reliever, but he doesn't start until May, so he's definitely eligible for relief. So Ron Robinson it is, in back of Mahler. So they will go to Mr. Robinson. And I think they're going to be a double switch because they want Robinson to go a little while. So they're going to give Eric Davis the rest of the game off. They're going to put Robinson in the cleanup spot, in Eric Davis's old spot. And we're going to have Herm Winningham take over in center field for the Reds. And he will bat 9th. So Herm Winningham will bat 9th, which in this case is about 4 spots away. And the pitcher, Robinson, will hit in the cleanup spot, which is 9 spots away. And Eric Davis will get the rest of the game off. So let's get the lineup here. After Duncan, Winningham fits in right after Duncan. Eric Davis is done for the day. And Robinson is in. Be facing Lonnie Smith, Nick Kasaski, and Dale Murphy. 9-1. 7th inning stretch time. You know what? As long as this game is gone, I better stretch because it's been going on for a while now. And let's fix focus. That might have gotten screwed up as well. It's been going on for a while. It's a long game. I ain't going to lie. I think we're over an hour now. We're in the 7th inning stretch because of all these runs. That's the problem. All these runs. All right, so here's Lonnie Smith. 2-2-3. Is pitcher wild? Robinson is not wild. Slugger or utility? Neither one. It's a single to left field for Lonnie Smith. He is 3 for 4 in this ball game. 3 singles for Lonnie Smith. So a leadoff single to Smith. It's going to bring up Nick Kasaski. 1-1-4. Is he fresh? Yes, it's a ground out to short and a lead dive 1. That's a 6-4-3 double play. Just what the doctor ordered, and just the kind of day it's been for the Braves. So Nick Kasaski hits into the twin killing. 2 quick outs. Base is clear for Dale Murphy. 1-2-3, flash and fresh. He does not have flash, so it will be just a ground out to short to end the inning. So 1-2-3. Well, not a 1-2-3 inning, but 3 batter minimum faced by Robinson because of the double play. Relatively easy inning for him. We go to the 8th inning. Still 9-1 Cincinnati. Tommy Green for his second inning of work. He will be pinch hit for in the bottom of the eighth, but they want to try to get him through the eighth. And it will be, let's see, it will be, not be Oliver because Eric Davis made the last out. So let's get the right guys here. It's going to be Benziger, Rooms, and Oliver due up. Benziger, Rooms, and Oliver. So we get a 3-4-6. Pitcher's blank. Is the batter eager? Yes, he is. It's going to be a fly out to center field. So Benziger's struggles continue. And that'll bring up Orlando Rooms, right fielder. .255 for Orlando Rooms. Is the pitcher a star? No, he's not a star. Batter a home run king? No, he's he's a semi-slugger, but not a home run king, so he will fly to left. So that's 2 down. Tommy Green trying to give him 2 innings. And that'll bring up Joe Oliver. 4-4-5. Pitcher a workman. No, he's not a workman. Is batter patient? No, he's not patient. He will ground to first, and that will end the inning. And that will do it for Tommy Green. So we go to the bottom of the eighth. Score still 9-1. Favor of Cincinnati. And coming up for the Braves, it'll be Witt, Presley, and Blauser. And if anybody gets on, a pinch hitter for Green. Robinson in his second inning of work. Facing Ernie Witt, 3-4-4. Prospect pitcher. Robinson's a semi-icon. Is the batter patient? No, he's not. He will pop to second. 1 away. So Witt pops up to Duncan. 1 out. And that will bring up the hound dog, Jim Presley. 1-2-4 control. He does not have that. Is Presley eager? He's semi-eager. The side die says he is, so he will pop to first. He will not draw that base on balls because he's eager. So it's 2 down, and that's going to send it to Blauser. 4-5-5. Flash. No, he doesn't have it. Home run king. No, he's not a home run king, so he will ground to first. And that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there for Blauser and the Braves. We go to the ninth. Ninth inning calls. And I guess Tommy Green's going to stay in there because they didn't get to a spot in the batting order. So he will stay in there to pitch and try to eat up this last inning. He'll be facing Duncan, Winningham, and Sabo. 1-2-2. Ask, is the pitcher a workman? No, he's not. Is the batter a champion or a whiffer? He's a semi-champion, but the side die says no, so he's going to line it to third. And that's 1 away. So he lines it to Presley for out number 1, and that's going to send up Winningham, who came in on that double switch. This will be his first at bat of the game for Winningham. He's 0 for 1 on the season. 4-5-6 for Winningham. Is he patient? No, he's not. He will fly to center. So now he's 0 for 2 on the season. And we're going to chemistry because that result was in purple. For Chris Sabo's at bat. All right, now the Reds are semi-dissonant. A 4-5 result. Batting team harmony, no. So it's going to be a ground out to the infielder of our choice. And we'll say he grounds out to third base. Ground out to Presley to end the inning. So Tommy Green pitches 3 innings and saves his team some innings of having to dip into their bullpen. And we go to the bottom of the ninth. Ron Robinson a chance to get the save. Green will lead because the pinch hitter is coming up. So the pinch hitter for Tommy Green will be, boy, who do they want to use? Anybody that didn't use last time? Let's see, not really. I guess they'll go to a left-hander to be realistic. So they'll go to, and you know what? They're going to go to the guy that got a pinch hit in the previous game, Ron Gant. So they will go with Ron Gant as a pinch hitter, even though he's right-handed. They will go with Gant. I mean, it's 9-1, so does it really matter? Probably not. So Ron Gant is aboard to pinch hit here in the bottom of the ninth of a 9-1 game. 1-2-2. Oh, let's go back to the regular chart. 1-2-2. Is he a workman? Yes, he is. It's a single to center for Ron Gant. So Ron Gant gets himself a pinch hit single to lead off the bottom of the ninth. Pinch hit single for Ron Gant. That'll send us to O.B. McDowell. Five, 6, 6. Wild, no. Good eye, no. Struck him out. And that's in blue, so we're going to the right now chart. We got a hot pitcher in Robinson. And coming up for the Braves, it is Treadway. He is neutral. So a hot pitcher against neutral batter on the right now chart. 2-2. That's a cold pitcher. No, he's a hot pitcher. Would have been a Finch check if he was cold, but it's a line out to third instead. Sabo snags it. 2 away. And the final at bat possibly of the game is Lonnie Smith, who actually has 3 hits in the game. 1-3-3 for Lonnie Smith on the regular chart. Pitcher's blank is a batter, a slugger. He is not a slugger, so he will fly to left, and that's your ball game right there. Cincinnati Reds win it by the score of 9-1. And we'll get the totals in just a second as I bring them up on the computer. Cincinnati gets the win over Atlanta by the score of 9-1. Final line scored 9 runs, 14 hits, and no errors for the Reds. 1 run, 11 hits, and 1 error for the Braves. They scattered 11 hits. Reds left 10 on base. Braves left 11. So they both left a lot of guys out there where they could have done something but did not. And we'll get the totals. Robinson does get the save because he went 3 innings. Mahler gets the win to improve to 1-0. Robinson his first save. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs. No walks and 1 strikeout. Glavine, of course, takes the loss. Tommy Green in relief went 3 innings. Gave up 3 hits and a run. A walk and a strikeout. So by Atlanta using Valdez and Green to bridge that gap, they're going to have all their other pitchers fresh and ready to go for the final game of the series, which will be the next game on the History Maker replay. And let's see who it is that they would be, who would the starting pitchers be for that game. It's going to be Jack Armstrong against Pete Smith, 2 right-handers. That will be the finale of the series against here in Atlanta. And then the Reds finally go home to face San Diego Padres for their home opener. That will be after this final game coming up in Atlanta against the Braves. But for now, Reds win it 9-1. Winning pitcher was Rick Mahler, 1-0. Losing pitcher Tom Glavine, and the save to Ron Robinson. So that's good to go from here. It was a very lengthy History Maker baseball video. Hopefully you still enjoyed the fact, even though it was a runaway game. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing History Maker